While we are in the sanctuary, please keep your masks on while we sing and take personal responsibility to keep one another safe. Before we move into the service, there are a few announcements we would like to share. We will mention several websites, email addresses, and phone numbers. At the end of the service, we will leave up a slide with all of this information, and it is also available on our website. First Sunday lunch. Our first Sunday lunch was rescheduled to today. Please join us after the service for the soup-themed meal. All donations will go to the church fund. Women's Federation. The January meeting for Women's Fed is canceled due to COVID. In February, we will hear from Pat Kawunder, who was just up here to lead our meditation, about her trips to the Galapagos, Mexico, and Sicily. We invite you to join us. Church Council. Church Council will meet on the second Friday of the month in the annex. The next meeting will be held at 4 p.m. on January 13th. Lunar Festival Book Sale. The Lunar Festival Book Sale will be on January 28th and 29th. We are looking for volunteers to help set up on Friday, January 27th, both before and after the noon board meeting, and also to help at the sale. Please see Kate or Linda to sign up. Dinner series. The next event in our dinner series will be an Asian-themed meal. It will be held on Saturday, January 21st at 5 p.m. in the parish hall. Tickets for adults are $25, children $12, and 5 and under are free. Community food and hygiene donations. The Social Environmental Justice Committee is continuing to collect contributions of food and hygiene products for those in need. Please place these items in the aqua-colored bin in the parish hall. If you have any questions, please ask Adam or Grace. Thank you. And now I invite you to sit back and take a slow, deep breath as we move into the worship hour. You are welcome to read with me the mission statement of our church. Our mission is to foster a diverse religious community that celebrates life, affirms the individual, encourages spiritual growth and open thought, and works to advance social justice and environmental sustainability. Our speaker today is Reverend Travis Kaenel. Reverend Travis G. Kaenel was raised as a Nazarene Christian and served as an evangelist. He spent much of his free time visiting temples, areas in need, and teaching the gospel. Travis went on to earn a bachelor's degree in applied theology at CBU and was ordained shortly thereafter. He has preached at various churches and officiated at weddings. He also earned an associate's degree in computer science and worked in AI as a software engineer. Today's sermon is entitled, The Path of the Peaceful Warrior. Daoism is a school of thought or religion that originated in China over 2,000 years ago. The literal translation of the Chinese character Tao is the way. Lao Tzu, widely considered the founder of Taoism, is said to have lived around 400 to 500 BC. The important Taoist principles are spontaneity, simplicity, and living in harmony with nature. Taoist philosophical principle rests on a belief in the law of unity of the two opposite forces, yin and yang. One of the quotes in his principal text, Tao Te Ching, reads, "He who excels as a warrior is not warlike." Today's sermon will compare some of the similarities of the tenets of Taoism to the Christian Bible. We have two lightings of sacred flames. The first is the occupied Indigenous peoples' remembrance candle. The second is the lighting of our own chalice, the symbol of our faith. We walk upon the traditional territories of diverse and sovereign peoples, the original people of this land, who continue to cry out for justice and self-determination. This spot we occupy was first the sacred space of several groups of indigenous peoples, including the Cahuilla, the Cupeño, and the Serrano. We, the Universalist Unitarian Church of Riverside, light this sacred flame as a steward of this sacred and holy place. We are blessed with a space and opportunity to strive to live out our common principles, to bring justice, equity, and compassion into our daily lives, to resist all that threatens the earth and her people, and to be part of a world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. Let these thoughts carry us forth as we journey and worship together. Today's reading for the chalice lighting is Let There Be Light by Andrew Pakula. Let there be light, the light of joy, the light of happiness, and the light of contentment. May it illuminate our paths and fill our lives with peace. And let there be dark, for it is from our dark places that we are brought forward, tried and tested, and impelled toward growth. It is in these places that we realize compassion and learn to love. And there was day, and there was night, and there was joy, and there was sorrow, and it was good. Greeting our guests. We have a tradition here at UUCR to welcome those who are visitors or perhaps returning after some time away. We know it can be uncomfortable to stand and speak in front of others, and so I will now ask for a volunteer from someone who has been here for a while to tell us your name and how you found out about our church. We ask that you come up to the mic up here by the pulpit and speak into it directly and clearly so everyone can hear. Please be aware that you will be visible on our Zoom. Oh, sorry, that's irrelevant today. However, it's back up. Okay, be aware that you will be visible on our Zoom camera and in the recording of this service, which is posted online. Do we have any church members today who would like to volunteer? Sandra? Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sandra Verhagen, and I found this church by accident. I was looking for another speaker, and I came in here, and I liked what Matthew had to say, so I stayed.
Thank you, Sandra. And that's how it's done. So if you are new here, a visitor, or an old friend, please raise your hand to stand and come up to the mic to speak in front of the pulpit. Welcome.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
What a lovely building. What an honor it is to be in the house of the Lord. Oh, so we were New Year's, was it? Wandering around with the Light Festival and came in here. What a beautiful church. And we seek, the Lord in every kind of way to make sure we don't miss anything. And we just thought we'd examine this service here because of the beauty of it. And we went online and saw the topic of today. What a beautiful topic. What a beautiful way to spend the day with the Lord. Thank you.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Welcome. Is there anyone else in the audience who'd like to introduce themselves? Okay. If there's someone online who would like to introduce themselves, please raise your hand and we will call on you by Zoom. Please let us know who you are, where you are from, and how you found out about us. For any other new guests, Please join us for socializing and coffee hour after the service. And there is also a first Sunday lunch, as we have announced. We'd love to chat with you out in the hall, where you can also find our visitors book. Please leave your name before you leave so that we know you're here, and leave your contact information if you'd like to know about upcoming events. For those online, the best way to get added to the mailing list is to email the church office at admin@uuchurchofriverside.org. Our hymn now is 1064, Blue Boat Home, from the Teal Hymnal. Feel free to sing as the Spirit moves you, but with your masks on. Please stand and embody your spirit and join us in singing number 1064, Blue Boat Home.
Below me, I feel no motion, standing from these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean. Still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, waking our way by the light of the heavens in a beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on. Greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port
Sharing our stewardship. This portion of our service is to support our beloved historical church. This can be accomplished in several ways. In addition to the weekly collection, you may send your checks to the church address, which is shown here. You may also contribute by PayPal using the QR code, which is shown here, as well as on the church website and in the newsletter. Stater Brothers Market gives our church a rebate on Stater grocery cards, which we will have in church each Sunday. You will get the full value, and the church also receives a percentage for free. Please see Dinah Rowe to purchase the gift cards. Dinah Rowe is the lady in the back. Please donate as the Spirit moves you by whatever method works best for you. Thank you for your generosity, and to those who give of their time and their talent, thank you for your generous care and attention. Will our ushers now please come forth to receive the collection? Thank you. Our next hymn, number 402, is From You I Receive from the Gray Hymnal. Please feel free to sing as the Spirit moves you, but again with your masks on. Please stand in body or spirit and join us in singing hymn number 402, From You I Receive.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. To you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
Our meditation today is If There Is to Be Peace by Lao Tzu. If there is to be peace in the world, there must be peace in the nations. If there is to be peace in the nations, there must be peace in the cities. If there is to be peace in the cities, there must be peace between neighbors. If there is to be peace between neighbors, there must be peace in the home. If there is to be peace in the home, there must be peace in the heart. Now let's pause for a moment of silence and reflection. Now I would like to introduce Travis Kaenel, speaking to us on the path of the peaceful warrior. Travis?
Morning. A reading from, it's out loud, a reading from a New English version of Tao Te Ching. The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. The unnameable is the eternally real. Naming is the origin of all particular things. And now from Genesis 1, verse 5, English Standard Version. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning the first day. The Tao doesn't contradict the Torah. And I think Jesus really saw that. The prophets paint a picture of heaven where there is no bigotry. Heaven to them is multicultural. Coming from an Abrahamic background, the Tao seemed more like the unfolding of God's plan. Like Adam and Eve planted an Edenic seed in China. Of course, Adam and Eve are characters in a story written down by an exiled Egyptian pharaoh who may or may not have been Thoth Moses himself. The Tao continues. Darkness within darkness, the gateway to all understanding. The origin of all particular things brings to my mind the Garden of Eden, which brings to my mind the tree of life, found in Genesis 2, verse 9. Darkness within darkness brings to my mind the symbol called the Tai Chi 2, also known as the yin yang. It's called the Tai Chi 2. That is, it's called the Tai Chi 2. Like you could call a hexagram the Star of David. When you give it some thought, or if you just look at it, the Tai Chi 2 kind of is darkness within darkness. Like the Tai Chi 2 is a straight up quotation from the Tao. 1 verse 5. The phrase, the way, shows up in the book of Acts in the Bible, as in followers of the way. Acts 9, 1 through 2. But Saul, still breathing threats and murder against the disciples of the Lord, went to the high priest and asked him for letters to the synagogues at Damascus, so that if he found any belonging to the way, men or women, he might bring them bound to Jerusalem. If you take that phrase, the way, and translate it into Chinese, you would come up with Tao. Followers of the way are Taoists, almost like Jesus, a Hebrew of Hebrews, got a hold of a copy of the Tao Te Ching and suddenly realized where God was going off to. All those times God's glory left the temple. But even when God left them, the Jews still had the Tetragrammaton, or the symbol commonly known as the Star of David. There's following the Tetragrammaton, and there's following the Tai Chi 2, which is Tai Chi. Tai Chi is like Jesus wrote down an instruction manual for how to heal people. Many people have heard of Reichi healing, which is when someone uses their hands to energetically heal someone. Reichi is an extension of Tai Chi, which can teach you how to interact with the energy all around and in us. Sounds mystical, which is probably why followers of the way have been persecuted so heavily. Mark 6:5-6 in the Bible. And he could do no mighty work there, Jesus, except that he laid his hands on a few sick people and healed them. And he marveled because of their unbelief. And he went about among the villages teaching. How do you teach people about spirit? You can reason with somebody about spiritual realities. But if someone's perspective on reality hasn't changed by the end, then nothing's really been taught. Maybe. Without proof, all talk about invisible realities just seems like lies, sophistry. One proof I know cessationists point to is a changed life. I said you can reason with somebody about spirituality, and that's what they do. If someone accepts and repents, that is their proof of invisible realities at work. And that can be a really good thing. It's Reichi for the mind. Here's an excerpt from the book Tai Chi Quan Classical Yang Style by Dr. Yang Jingming. Tai Chi Quan, which is said to have been created by Zhang Sanfeng in the 12th century, is now the most popular martial Qigong style in the world, even though it was shrouded in secrecy until the beginning of the 20th century. At present, it is widely practiced not only in China and the East, but in the Western world as well. There are several reasons for the rapid spread of this art. The most important, perhaps, is that the practice of Tai Chi Quan can help to calm the mind and relax the body, which are becoming survival skills in today's hectic and stress-filled world. Secondly, since guns are so effective and easy to acquire, Tai Chi Quan has been considered less vital for personal self-defense than it used to be. For this reason, more Tai Chi Quan masters are willing to share their knowledge with the public. Thirdly, ever since Tai Chi Quan was created, it has been proven not only effective for defense, but also useful for improving health and curing a number of illnesses. Unfortunately, because of this healthful aspect, the deeper theory and practice of Tai Chi Quan, especially the martial applications, is being widely ignored. Therefore, the essence of the art has been distorted. Anyone who practices this art correctly for a number of years will soon realize that Tai Chi Quan is not just an exercise for calmness and relaxation. It is a complex and highly developed art. It is one of the most effective methods to understand the way of the Tao and our lives. The Spirit of God wants to be known and can be known by waiting on divine grace, like a bondservant with his ear nailed to the doorpost of his master's house. And the Spirit of God can also be known by following the way Jesus talked about. Genesis 1, verse 5. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening and there was morning, the first day. Tao Te Ching 1, verse 2. The unnameable is the eternally real. The unnameable is the eternally real. Naming is the origin of all particular things. The eternally real, the unnameable, God called light. At the origin of all particular things, we have a mandate. Genesis 1, 28-29. And God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over every living thing that moves on the earth. And God said, behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of all the earth, and every tree with seed in its fruit. You shall have them for food, or thou shalt have them for food. Theologians call this the Adamic mandate, since it was given to Adam. And it falls right in line with the practice of Tai Chi Gong, which is based on the Tai Chi 2, which could be based on Tao Te Ching 1 verse 5, from which comes the practice known as Reichi, or the practice of laying on of hands for healing purposes. Reichi comes from Tai Chi, which is a testament to the fullness of the system represented by the Tai Chi 2. Shaolin masters teach veganism to their students, like they took it straight from Genesis 1. And God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over every living thing that moves on the earth. And God said, behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of all the earth, and every tree with seed in its fruit. You shall have them for food. And to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food. And it was so. Protecting animals is exercising dominion over them. People could protect animals by following the Tai Chi 2, which also insists on a plant-based diet, one the Garden of Eden would enjoy, as well as our forests, which usually get cut down for livestock production. Someone recently expressed to me their sadness over a lake that's dried up over the years. In that moment, all I could think about was how much humans have ignored ancient wisdom. The ancients have been giving us the solution all along. Livestock production is the #1 cause of climate change, just like it's apparently been from the beginning. But humans have been insisting on their own appetites at the expense of the health of the planet. As far as greenhouse gas emissions, transportation contributes 13%, as compared to livestock production, which is 51%. Livestock production is responsible for 91% of Amazon rainforest destruction. The meat and dairy industry use 1/3 of Earth's fresh water. And I don't know exactly how this one relates to climate change, but it definitely relates to the Adamic mandate. 110 animal and insect species are lost every day from rainforest destruction, which again is 91% due to livestock production. Ignoring Genesis 1:28 through 29 is killing our planet. Someone sees a dried up river, and I remember the fact that fossils are being found because ice is melting. I feel sad for polar bears. Going vegan as a planet would solve the climate crisis. There's enough people in the world who say they believe the Bible is the word of God, that if even just those people chose to live like kingdom citizens, we would stop global warming. Instead, they came up with Chick-fil-A. They're closed on Sundays, and have Bible verses printed on their paper products. Pretty sure the first Adam wouldn't be cool with that. He probably wouldn't like walking onto a Southern Baptist college campus and finding a Chick-fil-A there either. I think he'd be a little more than confused. Vegans are more halal than Jews, you know. It's biblical. The kingdom of heaven is the Garden of Eden. And I think Tubal Cain knew the law about eating only plants and protecting animals. How can you claim to be a kingdom citizen if you're not living according to the code of the Garden of Eden? Typical answer, Jesus. Social justice warriors love the mantra, a voice for the voiceless, which is a sentiment found in Isaiah 117. Learn to do good, seek justice, correct oppression, bring justice to the fatherless, plead the widow's cause. Plead the widow's cause gave birth to a voice for the voiceless. Defend animals, stand up for them, for the planet. I had a hopeful moment when the Biden administration passed the Inflation Reduction Act. The Republicans actually put into that bill something that I thought I would try to do if I were ever in Congress. I thought, since global warming is a problem and going vegan would solve that problem, why not raise taxes on livestock production for the good of the planet? Well, the Republicans actually did that. In that moment, I was like, maybe they are following the Bible.
Our closing hymn is number 413, Go Now in Peace, from the Gray Hymnal. Again, feel free to sing as the Spirit moves you, but with your masks on. Please stand now in body or spirit and join us in singing number 413, Go Now in Peace.
Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the light of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Go now
Thank you, Travis, for sharing your valuable time and insights with us this morning. It is sincerely appreciated, and we look forward to seeing you again. For those of you who would like to stay in the sanctuary, I'm sorry, I think I skipped the benediction. Okay, let me go back to the benediction. Sorry about that. Okay, so our benediction is we are going to repeat what Travis said earlier. It's taken from Isaiah 1:17. Learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed, take up the cause of the fatherless, and plead the case of the widow. Namaste, amen, and blessed be. Okay, so now, once again, thank you, Travis, for sharing your valuable time and insights with us this morning. For those of you who would like to stay in the sanctuary for 10 to 15 minutes for questions or to share discussion or observations from the service, please remain in the sanctuary or online. And again, please be aware that these comments will be posted online. For the rest of you, you are now welcome to adjourn into the parish hall. Do we have any observations from today's service or sermon?
Hi. Thank you, Travis. Thank you so much for speaking for us today. I really liked your message today. I thought that was really great how your point about how exploring the Tao can allow you to be saved in the Christian sense. And even, I think you even implied that exploring the Bible and exploring Jesus' teachings is a way to lead yourself on the Tao. These are both ways that feed into each other. They are not, and they are, I like Daoism, so I will resort to saying they are both indeed pass on the Tao, though it is all part of the Tao, yeah. And so I thought that was a really great UU message that you had to share there. And I was thinking about Daoism as well in a more mathematical sense earlier by coincidence, and we were talking about how here in the real world, I was talking also about this was in the context of hierarchies and the sort of spiritual idea of is there sort of a grand hierarchy where everything in the universe can sort of be sorted from low to high, or is it more, and I think that's a sort of an interpretation that is popular among certain Christians, but I think especially as you were saying about the environment and how we relate to all of other God's other creatures, it makes a lot more sense, I think, to think of it in that yin yang sense, in that there has to be a balance between dark and light. That there is not necessarily a way to say, oh, these are the bad things and these are the good things, and there's a scale from one to the other. Thank you. And if you want to comment on that, thank you.
Oh, sure. Well said.
Oh, duh. Okay. I'm Pat Colander, and I don't know I know some people know the history of the church, but not everybody does. Tai Chi has been, I love that you brought Tai Chi in. Did you know this? Tai Chi has been a really important part of this church forever.
No?
We had a
That's
number
good.
of really, really good Tai Chi teachers,
That's cool.
Joanne Anderson and Ruth Villalobos and Karen Green. And then I taught the Tai Chi here. I
think
took
that's
the class from Joanne Anderson. Initially, I came to this church because we had a Tai Chi thing going on in the parish hall. This was in 1984. And I learned the form and loved it and did it every day forever, and like you're supposed to. And I worked as a psychologist at a hospital, and my patients weren't getting enough exercise. So I started class there. So I taught there for 20 years.
wow.
Yeah. Well, Tai Chi is amazing, It really is.
It's fun.
What else did I want to say? Oh, it's just wisdom traditions like the Tao and Tai Chi and acupuncture, acupressure, the medical stuff from China.
Reichi.
Yes, all that stuff is just amazing. And it's wonderful that it's accessible here in the West now, and that a UU church is a place where you can have it. I would also like to mention, I have a meditation class here on Thursday mornings, and for forever we had a Tai Chi class. Janice Levi was one of our famous members, but I also wanted to say that I have thought we should resume the Tai Chi, and I thought maybe we could do like chair Tai Chi for a while for those of us who are working up to it. But if we had people who were interested, then we could expand. That would be great. Teach the form again. Yeah, that'd be
I'm
great,
interested.
Travis. Yeah, it's either in the parish hall or the church, depending on people's mobility issues. Anyway, yeah, 10 o'clock, Thursday mornings, meditation, and then 11 Tai Chi. Thank you.
What? Me? Raise sound healing?
Raise sound healing, yes. In next Sunday after this church, and after the church at Church for, what is it? Center for Spiritual Living, which is on Ridge Road near Fairmont Park. There's going to be a sound bath by a person who's a sound healer. His name is Douglas Ray Owens, and he used to be a member of this church. And he's done sound healing here. And anyway, it's at 12:30. I think it's 12. Check the time, because it's in our brochure. Linda's right. It's 12 to 1:30. Yes.
What a cool testament to the truth of the path. Is that it?
Is there anyone online who'd like to make any comments? Okay. Last call. All right. So if there are no further comments, thank you for sharing your thoughts. And now please join us in the parish hall for further fellowship. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.